here. I am taking a hot break from my work in progress Loman Master. I am like right at the end of dev/line edits before I get this off to my amazing editor. And just had some thoughts as a Christian writer and want to get them out before I forget. So I am writing a dystopian mob boss romance. Well, not sure if I want to style it more as dystopian or more as like light sci-fi. Still trying to figure that out, but for the sake of certain elements, I'm going to say dystopian. So, dystopian mob boss romance. There are certain elements that you can count on not being in my writing. I am not going to be having any foul language. On top of that, I am not going to have any explicit content. Those are two non-negotiables. I know there are a lot of people out there who are looking for books that are not spicy, and I aim to provide that. So, yeah. You're not going to find those two things in what I write. However, this is where I've had just some conflict, and I feel that I have, like, personally, as far as, my personal belief, I have that resolved. So I have a lot of violence in what I write. There's a lot of fighting, and I mean, there are reasons for it. It's not just because. And with my debut novel, In the Line of Rebellion, there's war going on. So yes, the FMC is like stunned, shot at, and stuff. And then that is like greatly escalated in Loman Master because this is like a mob boss. And I know I've mentioned this before, but like I had a beta reader working on, well, it was actually more like a first reader more than a beta reader. And they started reading, and with the early chapters, I had a scene with the mob boss using a potato masher for something it was not designed for. It was being used more as a... And so they got to that, and they were like, he did that with that? Like, that seems a little bit extreme. I think this is a DNF. And I was like, okay, but that's okay. I respect that, That's your personal, what you feel comfortable with. I'm not going to pressure somebody to read that. But yeah, a lot of fighting and stuff. And the MMC, he is meant to be slightly unstable, capricious, however you want to put that. Lots of reasons for that. But yeah, as I've been writing, I'm like, well, how much is too much? And this is where I'm really grateful for the community of writers and readers out there on Book Talk and Bookstagram, because they've had some of the same questions I've had. So, after thinking long and hard about it, as a Christian, in the Bible, we've got some really rough stuff out there. We've got Jael in Judges, who used a tent peg to... And, like, don't get me started on stuff like what happened with David and Bathsheba, and Judah and Tamar, and even, like, Cain and Abel. There's a lot of violence there. Peter, the ear of the high priest. So much stuff there. And so I've thought about it a lot. And I personally believe if the violence is not just gratuitous, just for the sake of, spewing everywhere, I do believe it's okay. And so you will find a lot of in my current book. However, I'm not going for gore or anything like that. There's, like, reasons that there is that kind of content in what I'm writing. So yeah, that is how I've dealt with that personally, and this is not, for me, this is not a matter of just, this is my personal conviction. This comes as a result of considering the Word of God, what it says, what I understand of it. If you have a hot take on that, I would be very interested to hear it. So if you believe in the Bible and you are trying to follow Christian principles, what are your thoughts as far as book content? Not so much the whole spicy or language thing, but violence. Let me know in the comment section below.